Welcome back, folks, to another Dundalk preview. Myself and Alan are here to preview tomorrow's card. Good race on tomorrow, Alan. Group 3.
Yeah, it's a very good card, Ray. And look, you have the Albasti or Diamond Stakes Group 3, probably the feature on the night. There's a very interesting maiden, Phillies maiden. There's a couple I like. We'll talk about that later on. Two competitive handicaps to end the card as well. Look, as I said last week, if you're looking to try and get out in the last at Dundalk, it's a tricky puzzle to try and solve.
Yeah, you're damn right it is. We had a few good winners there last week. I think we had 5 winners between the three of us.
Yeah.
You had the first two, and then what prices were they on?
Yeah, I was short. HMS and Dev was impressive. He's going to run in the middle park now at Newmarket on Saturday. And then Harrington's executive acclaim or exquisite acclaim was very impressive on the Shane Foley. That was back 7-2 into 7-4. You followed up then with Sister Lola, big enough price.
8-1, and then Skontanowski at 11-1. And then I think Dean wrapped up tonight at 9-2.
Yeah, Dean wrapped up the night with Clue Bay for Harrington's in the last, so that keeps us 5 out of 8. It's not a bad show. Look, we'll attempt to get 8 out of 8 at some stage.
Hopefully, might be tomorrow night. I've gone for fairly big prices this week. I don't know about yourself, but we might as well get cracking into it. We'll start with race 1. Do you want to kick us off?
Yeah, I like Saturday. And look, it's a typical 5-4 handicap round on Dock. I'm going to go for Poets Pride, trained by David Marnane. It's going to be ridden by Billy Lee. This horse is £2 higher than his last win in Mark, which was back in March when ridden by Billy. He ran an excellent race last time when fourth to Blast and Magic. That was over 6 furlongs. Look, he needs a little strong pace to get the travel into it. He's going to look for a bit of luck and running and come home late and fast. Now, if you look at the form from his last run, Drumbeg Duke came out and franked the form by absolutely bolting up at Listowel during the week. Poets Pride, he's waited to go close to a good draw, and 7-2. I'm happy enough to play at that.
Yeah, I've gone for something a bit bigger. I went for an 8-1 shot here. Red Symbol, Anthony McCann, Luke McAteer claiming £5 off the back of this one. Red Symbol's a Dundalk regular, hasn't won, not ran there over August, wasn't it? I think he came second in August. Won last January, but was second last time out, which was in August. And to be honest with you, I think Red Symbol will go well again, and tends to be consistent around Dundalk. Takes out place money quite a lot, so I have a feeling Red Symbol could even go in here at 8-1. It's a good price, but I'd say the market should tell us quite a bit about this one.
Yeah.
The race 2 is a 6 furlong claimer. Anything fancy?
Look, it's probably not the strongest race on paper, right? Like I said this now, it's a claiming maiden. Look, you normally look at some of them normal claimers and you say, right, at least there's a few of them have won. This is a claiming maiden for horses that haven't won. Eloso, for me, is a standout in form. If you go back to his early career, like, look, I think he's only a 4-year-old now. But Betrayed, Benevente, like he was second to Cork to an informed mare and she's in the game. Like he then referred to the tape last time out. He was very frustrating and disappointing again. This is a massive drop in grade. Look at Princess Plumeria is 6-4. Eloso was 11-4. I think he's 13-day without Princess Plumeria. I probably play both of them. I'd take the 13-day and the 11-4. I can't see him out of the top 2.
Yeah, I'm in total agreement with you, Alan. I think they're the 2 best on the race card for this race. But Eloso's price tag is 25 grand for this, which is a massive price for a horse of Eloso's ability. I think Dagan McDonough's booking is a bit of a positive there. We followed Eloso pretty much all last season, didn't we? Didn't really turn into the horse that we may have thought it might have, but I do actually think he still has more to offer and will definitely have a good winter campaign. I do understand why Princess Plumeria is the favourite, though. The formula has turned out fairly well. The came third, was it, behind Barrier Rouge and Golden Lyric? Last time ran at Dundalk. That's good form, like. But for me, also at 11-4, and like you said, 13-day without Princess Plumeria. That's a good shout too, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't. I think they're probably the two of them will fight it out. Just another one I put up after Barra a couple of weeks ago. It's not the strongest race. I just think Alonso, Declan might just pop out here and make all, and that'll just give the best chance of winning.
Yeah, completely agree. We'll move on to race three. It's a 6 furlong handicap apprentice or apprentice handicap, whichever way you want to put it. Um, it's a decent enough race actually. It's actually quite tough, I'd say, to pick a winner here. I went for a horse that we recently got up close and personal on, my share. Guess an odd here for me was, or I was going to have Luke McAteer up board. 16-1 looks huge. Ran a good race to finish fourth at Punchestown last time and won a claimer at Dundalk before that. So, I'm going for my share. I know it's probably a pick from the heart, but I have to go to 16-1. It's an each way price actually.
Yeah, I'm going to go for the Michael Halford trained filly Hod's Girl on the Mikey. This filly she really impressed me last time out. She travelled very strongly to win when she beat Parker's Hill. Now she's hit with an £8 raise for that, but I think she's improving. She's drawn wide, but the funny thing about this filly, she likes to be dropped in off the pace. Still, they should go strong enough up front. I think she'll be one travelling, and she's a solid each way better around 9-1.
Yeah. The fourth race, what do you fancy?
This is my nap of the night, Ryan. Look, this filly's maiden is probably one of the strongest races on the card. I'm going to go with the Joseph O'Brien trained Livia Celeste. She finished third the Carriage of Joe the last day, but her saddle slipped early in the race, and she did well to finish third in the circumstances. The winner on that day went on to run the Group 1 next time, and then if you look at the form, History has come out and won. And Livia Celeste has some barrier trail form round and off. Look, I think she takes the world of beating here 2-1. Now, just a quick mention for Angel's Rat, Johnny Mortis. It has won a barrier trail there in the last couple of weeks, so it's another one just to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I have gone against you here. I've went for Donica's entry here, Lustra. This has a Group 1 entry for next month in the Bet365 Phillies mile over in Newmarket. It's also a 2-year-old by Galileo, and out of a horse called Wave, who has ran twice at Dundalk, ran only 4 times, ran twice at Dundalk, won one of them and came second in the other. So, if anything, if it goes off its mother, it can run at Dundalk and it might put up good showing. And I think 6-1 for fairly good breeding, and probably for what is a prep run for a Group 1 race, I think 6-1 is a very good price.
Yeah.
On to the big race of the night. What are you fancying? I think we could be on the same boat here.
Yeah, right. I think we're in the same boat. River Eden, it's the barrier trail form into the maiden form, and look, we were there. You've seen River Eden put in something of a scintillating performance to win by 8.5 lengths. Now, the barrier trail form has even worked out because she beat Wren's Breath on that occasion, and Wren's Breath has come out and run well since. Look, she's pitched into the deep end, but it shows me what connections think about. The likes of Bowerman, Blenheim Palace, and Mudasteer have won this race. She's going to take on older horses, but she's getting plenty of weight. There's plenty of money for her around tonight, so look, I think she's going to be taking a lot of beating here.
I'm in total agreement with John. It takes a real special horse to win by 8 lengths over a mile Dundalk, and she was basically eased down there as well. In total agreement, I think this one could be absolutely special. And second race to be winning the Group 3 is a good way to start your career, really, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely.
What do you make of Dubai Warrior, the English rider?
It's a tricky one. It's first run for David Loughnane. Chris Hayes is booked. Look, you're coming off 2 runs in Maidan. John and Teddy Gosling formerly trained it. It's a tricky one for me. I tend to just follow. Look, he's coming off a break. This filly's coming into the race with a very attractive profile. Like, I don't think I've ever seen something scoot up the straight at Dundalk like River Eden did that day. And for me, the money tonight tends that she may be burning up the gallops at home, and she might be just a wee bit special like we think she is.
Yeah, I'm in total agreement. Dubai Warrior was well beat both them times in Maidan, but the horse that won the second time out in Maidan was actually Walton Street, who has recently went over and won the Canadian International over in Woodbine. So, it is a little bit form, but you can't really judge it because what was Dubai Warrior about 50 lengths behind that one. So, yeah, for me, like I said, River Eden absolutely bolted up at Dundalk, and I'd be happy to take the punt again here on River Eden.
Yeah.
Moving on to the sixth race then, Alan. The last three races, they're tough enough, aren't they?
Yeah, look, like I said it earlier on, you have three handicaps really to finish the card. The 7:15 is probably it's one of the trickier ones, but Razdan Rain is a very interesting one for me. Robbie Colligan on board for Matthew Smith and the owners of the Royal Racing Club. Now, this horse was last seen in Ballinrobe when it was third at Noel Mead trained Too Bright. Now, there's plenty of money around at that occasion, 11-1 into 9-4 in the morning. Now, one other thing, I was at Leopardstown on Champions Weekend and just looking at the race card, Razdan was actually a reserve for the £125,000 Patingo handicap. Now, he didn't get into the race, but he's going to run here. This is a fair drop in grade. If Connection thought he had aspirations of winning the Patingo handicap, then a handicap round Dundalk over a mile and a quarter should be all right. He has some course form as well, Ryan. He was second to the Group 1 place at Case of You in a barrier trail, and then finished second to your selection there winning a maid. Look, Razdan's 8's in the 13-2 I've seen now. I think it's solid each way bet.
Yeah, like I said, my selection is Irwin, Joseph O'Brien, Declan McDonough teaming up. They're just on fire around the dog. Those have been, and I think those will be. Irwin seemed to be a promising sort. I was actually looking forward to seeing him over the summer, but he didn't run for whatever reason. Maybe they were just keeping him for Dundalk or whatever the reason may be, but he has won at Dundalk before, and he came second the next time or third the next time. I think it was third actually, but 7-1 looks very big for Irwin. I think it's a horse full of potential, and it'll be interesting to see what he does going forward over the winter. Moving on to the 7:45, I have gone for a big price one here, Alan. Healy Bell, Leanne Breen, and Mark Enright. It wasn't a million miles off last week. Does step up to a mile 4, which I thought was quite interesting. I do think this girl could sneak into the places at a huge price. She is 33-1. She looks very well handicapped. And if anything, it's an each way claim. It's more of a gut feeling than anything. I just thought she wasn't too far off last time. And yeah, more of a gut feeling.
Yeah, again, look at Ryan. These last two races probably like they're a split division, Division 1, Division 2 of another handicap. The one that I'm going to side with here is the John Morrison trained Profound. Showed a very willing attitude at Navan over hurdles last Saturday when getting the better pretty little layup. Now, the one thing that impressed me, I'd advise followers and even yourself, Ryan, to go and watch that hurdle race back. This horse travelled like an absolute dream into the race. Now, you know from watching Dundalk, and the followers know from watching Dundalk, if you get a horse that travels and can travel into the straight, it'll take you a long way up that home straight. Now, Nikita Kane's going to claim 7 off his back. The trainer's comments after that victory last time stated that they went to Navan for good ground. Now, look, they're going to get the best of the ground in Dundalk because the all-weather can ride quick. Look, it's probably, he could be a horse to keep on the right side of just over the winter months. I'd say he's going to have a nice little profitable campaign. He's in around 4-1. I think it'd be hard to keep out of frame here.
Yeah. And on to the second part of that race, the final race of the night is the 8:15. I again have gone.
Brian, what did you put up there on the 7:45? Sorry.
Halliwell.
Oh, yeah.
Halliwell.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right, we'll move on to the 8:15. It's over a mile 4 as well. It's the second part of that handicap that is split up. I have gone for Darren Bunyan's horse. He's coming here with one horse. Stay with me. It's a long trip up for him for one horse. 10-1. Chris Hayes is riding. Chris Hayes tends to ride most of the horses, but this is a course and distance winner, and to me, it could go in again. It's only a pound higher from his last winning mark. She has been off since February, so it'll either be in need of the run or will be ready to go. But I'd say it could be the latter. 10-1 just looks too big. Yeah, look again, the market could be another indicator here, but each way claims at the minute, 10-1.
Yeah, I'm going to side with Crackaway is going to be ridden by Sam Ewan for Seamus Fahy. Look at this horse, formerly trained by Gordon Elliott. Probably not a stable star at Cullen Troy, I wouldn't think, but ran a couple of nice races. Was second trump card last time out at Down Royal. He's going to come into this race in a bit of form. He got a £3 raise in the weights for finishing second last time, and if he can improve off the back of that, I'd expect him to go close. Look, he's in a rain 9-2. If he drifts any more, he's a solid each way bet.
Sorry about that, Alan. My dog is just being a nuisance. I was just showing you all dundalk there. That's why I was leaning over. I'm live from outside the track. Oh, my hand's gone missing. Yeah. As per usual, Alan, that's dundalk for this week. Not next best each way. Best not.
No, look, Ryan, I'm very, very, very sweet on Livia Celeste in the Fillies Maiden. Now, I know there's a lot of money coming for Johnny Morton's horse overnight, but I still think this Joseph O'Brien trained filly's going to take out the world of beating. She's in around 2-1. She's going to be my nap. We're going to follow up with the stablemate River Eden in the 6:45, which the Albasti Echo World Dubai Diamond Stakes. I think she's special. She deserves the next best. She's going to be hard to beat. That's 2-1 shots. My each way shot. Look, I'm going to put up Razdan. I think the connections are going to expect a massive run here. I just seen the 8th nibble away, 13-2's heading now. It wouldn't surprise me to see this horse much shorter. Matthew Smith, they tend to like to punt the horses. Keep an eye on the market, but it wouldn't surprise me if you've seen Razdan in around 7-2, 4-1 on the off tomorrow night.
Yeah, I'm gonna nab up River Eden. I think that horse is gonna be absolutely special. I think we'll be seeing our Royal Ascot next year. Next best, I'm gonna go for Erwin and Razdan's race. I think Erwin is again another horse that's gonna have a big winter campaign. Considering he didn't have the summer one, but yeah, Erwin for me is my next best. And each way, I'll go Red Symbol. I think that one could be interesting at 8-1. I think it's a big price for that, and if it runs anywhere close to what it ran last time at Dundalk, it'll be there or thereabouts, to be honest.
Yeah, just one other thing, Ryan, just for the followers, just when if anyone's looking to follow Newmarket over the weekend, keep a very close eye on HMS Endeavour. We were very impressed with that last week. It's going to run in the middle power. I think I've seen 16th around there today. And there's one filly, just another one to keep an eye on, another Aidan O'Brien, Tenebrism. If we go back and watch her run at Naas, I think it was, she was a very, very smart filly, Ryan. You were impressed with that. She hasn't been seen since. So maybe a small each way punt on the 2 O'Brien horses will keep us going over the weekend.
Yeah, completely agree with both of them. Yeah, if any of you have any questions or any tips of your own, do put them in the comment section below. And as usual, be sure to click that subscribe button, like, share, whatever you need to do. And be sure to check out Alan's Twitter where he does Bar 1 previews, or previews for Bar 1, should I say, isn't? Yeah, other than that, Alan, anything that is?
Yeah, that rounds it up for this week. We'll be on course in a couple of weeks. So if anyone sees us on course and wants to come over and have a crack, more than welcome.
Yeah, exactly.